Detroit's #1 for plays in hip-hop and R&B. Power 98.
Madhouse, we got them in the building, baby. The phone lines already blown up. They just off the chain right now. Plies is in the building.
What's up, bro? What's up, Charlotte? What's happening?
So what's been going on with you, man? You've been moving this fourth album in what, like 5, 6, 7 years?
Man, probably about 3.5 years.
Yeah, about 3.5 years.
About 3.5. I'm trying to make the streets happy, man. I think it's always about that for me, bro. Like I feel like I'm in a space, not only in my career but in my life, where I did a lot of positive things in regards to, from a financial standpoint, exceeded a lot of my expectations. But nah, man, it's more about the streets. Like my focus is primarily to use my situation to be able to get back to as many people as I possibly can. So it's just about the streets right now for me, man. It ain't really about going double platinum. It ain't really about buying cars. It's just trying for me to go around the country, city to city, as much as possible, man, and let the people know who support me how much I appreciate them.
What inspires you? Because I remember you did concert at FAMU, and there was a girl you gave, I think, $2,000 to leave a young lady. You've also been known to give out college scholarships and other type of stuff to people. What is it that inspires you to do that?
Just for me to see other people happy. I understand how my situation functions. Like my situation functions by support from other people. So for me, man, I just kind of understand the monopoly that I'm a part of, and coming from the conditions that most of us come from, being less unfortunate. If I had a wish, man, I had a wish that I could actually see facilitated. You know, for me, brother, see everybody that come from where I come from, that's street oriented, happy. So for me, I just try to use my situation to touch as many people as I possibly can touch.
All right, I got a question for you, Plies. Now, this one song come on every time, and it forced me to kind of talk. Or
Get what my mama told me!
I just want to know what your mind frame was when you did this song. I was like, why is Plies so loud? So every time I say your name, I just say, yo, no limit! Then Plies, homie! So I just wonder, what was your mindset when you did that song?
What song?
Lose my mind.
Lose my mind with Jesus.
For me, bro, it's always about me trying to strategize. Like, I feel like I know Young. I feel like I know Jesus. So I had to sit with myself and say, all right, I already know how dog finna come on this record. Right. So let me put myself in this position where when people hear me on this record, for one, they try to make my part the biggest part of this record and make sure I stand out on this record. So it's just me trying to strategize. Like I knew Young was going to come laid back, super cool, and I wanted to make sure I come the opposite way, because a lot of times you can do features, you can get lost in records. You got a lot of people that just own a lot of records, but every record I done did, from I'm So Hood to Out Here Grinding, to the Hey Daddy record, to the Lose My Mind record, like every record that I've done that I'd have been featured on, my verse always stood up in the streets and always stood up in the club. So it's just about trying to find different ways, in my opinion, to pull off what I like to call a great situation.
You stand out, because every time that song come on, I have to do it.
You know what my mama told me? She hate my part. Get what she hate them though. Cause all of them rock.
And let me tell you,
we do that every time.
It's working.
I mean, get it, shouted. You know, from my standpoint, you know, growing up in the neighborhoods that I grew up in, you know, I really appreciate the music that you do, because you do it from the aspect of the streets. But then you'll go on a record and you'll do the other type of records, like, you know, Somebody Loves You, My Family Straight. You know what I'm saying? That's telling another side of the game of the real situation that's really going on. Like, you know, a lot of people living in the hoods and stuff do really got people on crack cocaine in their family. Yeah. So you really talk about everything, and you definitely do the female records too.
I appreciate it. Like a lot of times, bro, coming from where we come from, lad, like, I know you understand the game from a professional standpoint. Like, corporate America don't stand behind a lot of them kind of records. Right. You know, they want the radio-driven records that sell the digital singles. So for me, man, I've been made the commitment to myself to always stand for what I consider to be where I'm from, and that's the street. So I never waver from that. I'm gonna come into the game the same way. I'm gonna leave out the game the same way I came in, and a lot of artists don't have that luxury of saying that.
Yeah.
How do you balance the street records with the records for the ladies? Because, I mean, you have a lot of women fans that are always at your concerts, buying your albums, downloading, but you also have the streets on lock, too. How have you been able to balance both sides?
I feel like the female consumer is the most honest consumer in the world. Like, a lot of times, from a male standpoint, a dude may not like you because he's trying to do the same thing that you're doing. And a female, she's just honest. If she think you handsome, she gonna tell you she handsome. Like, if she think you just make good music and not handsome, she gonna let you know that too. So for me, it's always important. Like, I never got in the game expecting my female following to be huge. I'm just one of a few artists on the hip hop side that kind of have a pop rock star kind of a female following. Like I got loyal people that support my situation. So for me, man, I'm thankful for it. I tell anybody, bro, if you had a chance from a male perspective to perform in front of 2,000 men or 2,000 women, which one would you pick?
I take women for $300.
So for me, I try to kick it like that, bro. And I'm just appreciative of the situation, but at the same time, man, I got a lot of goons that ride with me too, so it's good.
All right, and you always say you don't do too many rap features on your album. First one is Jeezy, right?
Yeah, first one was Young, bro. Like, I've done a lot of records. I put a lot of people on my album and never appeared on their album.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, all right, well, let me look at this from another principle standpoint. Like, let me make the first dude that I featured from a rap perspective. I'm on his album already, so I feel like it was just keeping it 100 to put him on my album.
Mm-hmm. Mixtape, I got the new mixtape. That record you got called Letter to the Industry.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that record. Now, I love that jump.
Big record, bro. Every now and again, I always come back and make one of them kind of records. Like, I think it's important for me, regardless in the midst of a lot of things that go on with me, from a personal standpoint as well as from a business standpoint, just to remind people of my thought pattern, and how I look at it and how I view a lot of different situations. So that letter was a record that I think it shook up the industry. The feedback on it, the video was a crazy video. And for me, I felt like it was a time in my career where I needed to drop one of them records, and just really, not really addressing certain situations, but it was just more about allowing people to know the mental space that I was in at the time. So for me, man, I think it's important. Like, your fans need to know. I just slipped and said fans. Your supporters need to know why you do what you do. A lot of times you got supporters that they want you to kill everybody that they never said something crazy about you. So it's important for me to explain to them why I don't move on that kind of time, and just bring certain issues to the table and give people a different viewpoint of how to look at them.
All right.
Well, and it's funny because you have a persona on, especially on your street records of being a thug, etc. But you are a very smart and savvy businessman.
You think so? You think so?
I do, and you're very well spoken, and you
appreciate it.
you know what you want, and you know how to go about getting it, and you do strategize, and that's really commendable because a lot of artists that are up and coming, they think that it's all about the streets, and they lack that business skill and the ability to actually operate in corporate America. You understand that corporate America and the music industry, have a different view than the streets.
Yeah, and I want to tell you, I appreciate you saying it. I don't blush a lot, but you got it. But for me, I appreciate it because when you're lost in life, I think you look at life differently than if you hadn't lost in life. And for me, so I think it's kind of sad a little bit. I always tell people, like, people think I'm intelligent just because I'm a rapper. Like, if I was probably a dude that was into real estate, you probably wouldn't think I was as intelligent. And the sad part about it is that the perception that people got of most artists, most of us, in their opinion, ain't sharp from an intelligence standpoint. So for me, I don't talk the same way in regards to touching on certain things when I'm around my partners. When I'm around my partners, I'm around my partners. But I feel like I owe everybody the respect when I walk into your establishment, man, to conduct myself in a professional manner. Like, me personally, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it if you choose to do it, but I never come in here drunk. I never come in here smelling like reefer. That's just out of respect for y'all's situation. So I just try to look at situations for what they is, man, and at the end of the day, I do got a mama, and I try to at least be a good representation of her.
All right, commercial break coming up. Plies is in the building. I know